Okay, there it is. Oops, I had it on mute. Sorry, everyone. I wasted 4 minutes. So, welcome. Hope everyone's having a great weekend so far. Louise, hello. Jennifer, hello. Lori, I hope you can hear me now. Bizarre. Yeah, that's more because I forgot that I had it on mute. That doesn't help. Um, Hello there, searching for the truth. Heard, as heard. I'm going to turn this monitor just a little bit so I can actually see the screen. It's easier to do it this way. Hey, Critter. Yeah, Vegas Chick, technical difficulties because I forgot to turn the damn mute button on. Well, off. I was like, why isn't it? Why do I not hear it? Now I know. Lori, Jade, how are you all doing today? Hope everyone's having a great weekend. How am I doing? I'm doing great. I just got back into town. I was out of town for last day and a half. Work, but wish it was for fun. Now, where I was, though, I go there at least once a year for fun. I play in a golf tournament there, but I went there to do research for a case that I'm actually working on. I went there in person. If you guys haven't, don't remember, starting Monday, you'll see the reminder. I have the new series. It's Murder and Coffee, and for some of those cases, I'm actually going live in location where the actual case happened, or I'm going there in person to actually talk to people in person. Kathy, Kathy set a reminder. Where'd I go? I went to Chehalis, Washington. And what is it? There's another town that's nearby there. Centralia. I had to think for a second there. It's Chehalis and Centralia. You can't really tell where one starts when the other one is. Ben Eastman murder. Lori. Okay. Do you have a general idea of what the state of Washington looks like? Let's just assume you do. Okay. So here's the coast. Here is the part of Washington that butts up to Idaho. So it's over almost to the coast. And I was there for a day and a half, and I never even got to see the ocean. I was about 8 miles from it. Not that it would have mattered, because it rained every day except for one that I would, it rained the day before I got there. It rained the day that I got there, and it rained the day that I was getting ready to leave in the morning. But it finally stopped in the afternoon. But that thing, that's an air conditioning duct. I'm in a room that's just off of my garage. So if you're looking at the front of my house, the garage is here, and there's an extension off of the house. So the house is kind of like an L, and there is a room that's off of the garage here. So you go through you go through downstairs, living room, like family room area, into the garage, and then you can go through the garage off to the back, and there's a room here. This is my studio for now. Next week, all gonna change. everything except for the flag. The flag and a couple of these Chotsky items in the background will still be in my studio. I'm in the middle of painting it right now. So we have this is a new house. We've only been here 3 months, if that. Totally lived in it. We moved in and we finally moved the last of everything in here just a little bit before Christmas. So um, I've been painting rooms and doing all kinds of things. The wife wants things a certain way, so then I've been doing that. But and at the same time, between work and raising, my little son, and doing this and research and traveling, trying to get everything together. But I've almost got the studio finished, so it's going to be great. I get to put up all my lights and everything. So, hello, Iceland, Germany, hello, Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Sorry, how are you doing, Lisa? Yeah, it was when the day before I got there. I guess they had like a really serious downpour. It was I think they said it got like an inch and a half of rain or something like that in the span of like 2 hours. A lot of rain, but it rained the entire time I was there. The morning I left, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to shoot any video actually of where I was going, and the ground was just mud everywhere. Uh, and but I was able to finally get some video shot. But instead of me sitting in a little studio or room, off a garage or the studio that I'm finishing upstairs, um, I'm going to be doing videos, for that series, Coffee and Murder and Coffee, that is where I actually go out into the public, I research and actually talk to people one on one. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, Critter, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thumbs up to you too, Critter. Deborah, they're great mugs. Thank you for buying one. I really do appreciate it. It does help out my channel a lot. And most of depending on which one of the mugs you buy, um, some of them help not only this channel, but they also you can write off 50% of the proceeds on your taxes if you itemize your taxes because the money goes to a 401c3. There's quite a few items in the store that have sold out that I'm in the process of adding new ones. Like the Murder and Coffee, there's a long sleeve shirt now that's available for that. That's in the store. Debbie Reynolds from Texas, welcome. Oh, Louise, thank you. A lot of people, they're on the fence about my voice. They either love it or they hate it, and I know it's raspy and nasally, but there's nothing I can do about that. My lungs and my vocal cords were permanently damaged. There's nothing I can do about it. Um, Carolyn, yeah, there are a lot of murder cases, but you, she said that the Watts case is going to be hard to beat. I don't know. I mean, there've already been two family annihilations since then, and uh, I'm trying to follow them right now and research them, but I'm having problems finding people within the case that want to talk right now. But I got a couple people leads. But I don't know. I don't necessarily. Do I have to? Do we have to find thing that tops that, and do we have to keep on going up? Thanks, Vegas Chick. Vegas Chick's been following since August. Um, really quickly, speaking of people versus drivers, um, I had a lady who contacted me through Facebook. Who Her name is Stephanie J. I'm not going to use her full last name, but she said she was having technical difficulties the last two times she tried to get onto this on here on the live stream. I hope she's able to get on today because she's from Scotland. And she says for some reason it kept on. They wouldn't let her comment, but she could watch it, and read it. Well, thank you, Critter. You know what I would really like to know about the Christopher Watts case? Hold on 1 second here. I got to turn these lights off. I'm getting too much glare. Um, is I'd really like to know what his plan was. Just to crawl inside that mind just for a minute. What was he planning after he actually did that and disposed of their bodies? What was he thinking about doing next? What was his next move? Was he going to run? Was he going to stay there and just play dumb? Did he think that he just report them all missing, confirm to the police they're not here and let them into the house, see that they're not here, and then they're just going to go away? I'm sorry about your nightmares. Is it? Do you pronounce it Libra? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Blah blah blah. Yeah, he may have been, thinking about just playing dumb. Okay, I'll touch on that for a minute. So, they wanted to know about the Dr. Phil's video and about the broken bones on the little girls, and it all goes back to what the DA said that he shoved the little girls in through an 8-inch opening. So, I want everyone to kind of imagine. Let's just say, use a coffee cup for example. Okay, these tanks have hard fixed sides, but there are two different sizes of tank kinds and sizes of tanks. Ones have hard fixed sides and no permanent roof, and they have what's called a floating roof. And then they have other ones that have fixed sides and then a hard roof with a canvas over the top of it that because the top can be taken off. The tank that he shoved the little girls into, and this is kind of disturbing, is there are 4 ventilation pipes that come up through, and they have like a U shape on the top of them. And then in the center where the peak is, all right, so this is the peak, there is a manhole right here on the top in the middle. He shoved them in through that. There was no way he was going to fit either one of those two girls through the 8-inch pipes that come up with the hooks like that. Those are for ventilation. Think of it as in reverse of your kitchen sink, your trap. What it does is it holds enough a little bit of water in that trap so the gases can't come back up and then through and then up, just like your toilet has the same thing. But these are in reverse. What they come up and around like this, so the gases can't come up because there's a flapper in there. So it only allows a little bit of ventilation to come up when so the natural gas can come out. David McCluskey, thanks for the super chat, David. Really appreciate that. But the main cover in the middle has I have it written down here somewhere. I think it's 10 bolts that go around it. And what they're on, there's like a bolt that goes through this way, and then a bolt that goes in the middle of it, and it can swing up and down. So you take the nut, loosen the nut up a little bit, and then the bolt folds out this way. But the DA said that he shoved them through the 8-inch opening. That never happened. But the broken bones, to the broken bones part. Now, trying to think of a nice way to put this that's not so gruesome, is they fell 45 feet, most likely down, and at a minimum 45 feet down and at an angle or flat on their backs, and then onto crude oil, which would basically be about almost a 2-story drop straight onto a liquid tar substance. Now, I'm not a forensic pathologist by any means, but I saw a reenactment, another one that it's not online that I can find anymore, but they did one with a dummy, and they tried to show how, and they had these impact sensors on it, so how much of a force there would be from the human body dropping from that amount of height onto a flat surface. Creepy as heck, but Carolyn, no, I don't think he had much of a forethought. But then again, I don't know. I mean, one of the things that I always wondered about as well. Why did he bury Shanann and then put the 2 girls into the tank? He could have taken them. I mean, literally anywhere. His job there at the tank that day would have taken no more than 10 minutes, and he could have left them in the truck and then drove off into the middle of the desert and buried them someplace, and it probably would have taken a lot longer to find them. But the cops were onto him. They knew something was up already, but they and when the GPS showed exactly where he was, because he wasn't thinking the GPS in the truck is going to track me where I'm going. But yes, it's me. Yes, Gray. Hello. Yeah, that, and even if she wasn't too big to get into the tank, can you imagine trying to carry her up those industrial metal stairs? I mean, I don't know how many of you have ever picked up someone and tried to carry them, a full-grown adult, but that I'm sorry for this, but the dead weight of a human being is it's not carrying. I can't imagine. It's so hard to wrap your mind around how anybody commits an act like this, let alone how they go about disposing their bodies in such a manner as this. Carolyn, the oil wouldn't have disintegrated the bodies. The oil would have actually preserved their bodies, but the acid that they put in these crude tanks to dissolve the crude, that would have probably taken close to a year before it broke the outer layer, from what I've read. It would, and before it would speed up the decomposition. But he didn't even have that much time, because they periodically check the tanks, and they open up that manhole at the top, and they send probes down to see how much of the crude oil is there and they do samples of the oil to see if they need to add more acid to it. So don't know why he did it in the first place. He knew they would have been checking it within 4 months. So that's why I wonder, did he have a plan to run? Catherine, no, he has not gained 45 pounds. That's a rumor. A couple other rumors about him was that he's been in something close to 11 fights. Not true either. He's definitely gained some weight. You can see from his mugshot, versus what he looked like when he did the interview, saying that his wife and little kids were gone and didn't know where they went. So I seen your comment, but I want you guys to think about this for a second. Everyone, please. Um, if you if Nicole was really involved in it any more than she was, don't you think the police would have pressed charges against her at this point? But I know that there's rumors out there that he texted her and said that the word just done, um, and making it look like she was more complicit to the crime. It, I mean, she turned over her cell phone. They have, and everything, and they then got complete records from the cell phone company for everything that she said, everything that she deleted, and every picture she sent him. That's absolutely factual. Same thing with him. They had no burner phones. They're in, and when people say burner phones, cell burner cell phones are not what they used to be. People used to be able to go in and buy a disposable cell phone, but now even if you go buy a track phone from Walmart or anywhere else, you have to register the stupid thing, and you have to put a bank account on there or a name or something. They don't just turn these things on, underneath no one's name anymore. So, but they have their complete records. If she was really there, they would know. The other thing is if her truck was really anywhere near his house the night that it of the murders, they would have the cell phone records and they have the records that of her pinging of where her cell phone was. They can track it to where she was, and they know what time she got to work. She couldn't have had her truck parked behind Christopher Watts's truck there on the street or in an alleyway or hidden someplace. It can't happen. It couldn't have happened. They know. They have the records of everything. Boo. Good luck with that. Even if you blew up the tanks, Catherine, it wouldn't have done much good. It's a lot. Well, a lot of things people don't understand is that this hard. I mean, those things are made out of some pretty thick steel. Um, okay, Star, would you be offended if I told you that I was a Freemason? I'm not, but let's just say that I was. What does it matter? Just because they don't let just anybody walk into their lodges and to investigate them doesn't mean that the conspiracy theories of Freemasonry are real. I belong to a family fraternal organization where you can't just walk in, off the street and invite yourself in. Nobody calls us, a part of the Illuminati or anything like that. Thank you, Catherine. And I've got a lot more coming. There was a total of 23 items in the store, but I think there's maybe 7 items right now. A lot of the items sold out. Uh, I had towels, leggings, tote bags, uh, cell phone covers. They're all gone, sold out. And I just haven't. I put a limited run on certain items. Kathy doesn't know what a Freemason is. Uh, it'd be easier for you to Google it, sweetheart, than for me to give you my definition of it. Not all Freemans are created equally. Wink, wink. Vegas check. I'm not. I was a joke. I'm not a Freemason. I do have probably about 30 or 40 Freemasons in my family, though. I need a keychain. Well, do you have those, Deborah? No, I do not have keychains. I there are items like that I have offered in the past, but not now. Anybody curious how I got connected with Teespring? American military equals freedom. I'm sorry, I can't. It just took away your comment, whatever it was that you put there, buddy. Now, well, I've never been to a Freemason lodge inside for a ceremony. I go to them every year though for their plant sale. The women of the Freemasonry, they have a plant sale, and I'm telling you, these ladies know how to grow plants, and they do everything from like indoor plants to gardening starter plants like tomato plants and stuff like that. I don't go to big box stores to buy them. I go there because I think they grow them all in like Miracle Grow or something, but I don't know what it is. But they always grow great. I'm a big gardener. Anybody else out there a gardener? That was one of the main selling points of buying this house. Is there are 7 raised garden beds? They're about 10 feet in length. Oh, Kathy, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. I garden all year round. Well, not here now. Yeah, my other house, I had a greenhouse. I still own the house, and it's a rental now. Doll Factory, you love gardening? It's relaxing to me. Most people are like, I don't want to get out there and have to weed it. I'm like, after the stressful day on the job, I come home and I can go out to my garden and I can water them, take care of them, weed them, nurture them. And I don't just grow vegetables. I grow flowers, everything else. There's nothing like seeing something that you start with, and you work with your hands to actually see, develop. I always grow way too much though. And then the summertime after I harvest a lot of like the tomatoes and stuff like that. Whatever's left over, I donate to the local food bank. Cool, Catherine. 3/4 for me, quarter for the animals. Where I am, I don't have much luck with sunflowers. I wish I could get sunflowers to grow here. Deer, rabbits. I got a lot of deer and rabbits around here, but I also have four dogs. But two of them, they're completely deaf, and I mean you could walk right up on them, and you have to touch them to make sure that they're still here because they're old. But they scare the crap out of the deer. An easy thing to do make sure the deer stay away from your vegetables is go to a hair salon and get a bunch of hair, like clippings of hair from their garbage, and just go out around your property and spread it around. They smell that, they will not come in. Yeah, I don't. I can't seem to get them to grow very well here, but that's just me. Mandy, I don't have an approximation for you there. I'm sorry. I don't really know. You got a cougar site in your area? We have those all the time here, especially where I am now. As the more they develop into their habitat, I'm surprised there hasn't been more cougars that and run-ins. When it wasn't too long ago, they actually trapped a cougar in a house that was being built, and it came in. It was on the second floor. They had to call the um, wildlife department. And they came out and shot it with a like a drug dart, and then they relocated it. It was a big cat. Turkeys. Up at my cabin, we have uh, there's a lot of turkeys up there. I mean, you can walk out in the morning and swing a stick and hit three or four of them. They, there used to be a lot of coyotes and wolves in the area, but they've been overhunted, so now they don't have any real natural predators. Francis, wait until Monday. Mary, you like weeding? It's not my favorite, but I mean, I enjoy it because it's relaxing. I do a lot to organically to keep pests away and bugs and weeds. So um, Audra, no, he doesn't have to give a disposition for the civil case. Only the criminal. He he doesn't even have to answer the complaint, and they are not going to transport him there for the civil case. They will do it by CCTV. Blah blah blah. Put down straw. Straw definitely helps. Tricia, your mom is in out of the hospital. We can adopt a dog. Sorry that your mother's ill, Tricia. And I'll say a prayer for her tonight. Oh, um, Mandy, I do not know about that. Sorry about if someone having cell phone. What the heck did I do with that? I got paper spread out all over here. Wish I could show you guys this, but there's a table over here to this side of me. I've got papers all over it with note cards from every case that I'm currently studying, because I'm trying to sort them all so I can move everything to where I'm going to be. Kathy Sullivan, yes. It There is a law. It's on the federal books. Someone cannot profit from a crime that they have committed. So Christopher will never actually profit from his crime, and he can't sell the story to someone else because that'd be profiting. He can't write the story and then give it to someone else. So yeah, if he wants, he can. I think I should actually back up there a little bit. He could write the story himself of why he did what he did in his own words, and then give it to Shannon's parents, who are the executors of her estate and everything, and then they can decide if they wish to release it. But I'm pretty sure that he couldn't even write a book underneath a ghostwriter. Son of Sam Law is correct, Sunkiss. That's technically what it's called, but it's not really the Son of Sam Law. But you are absolutely right, though. Um, it Shanahan's family is number one on the list of people who will receive anything. 60% of anything that goes into his inmate account is garnished, and Shanahan's family will be number one. The state of Colorado and taxpayers will be number two. The debtors who he left behind owing money to would be number three. And number four on that list would be the Homeowners Association if they do decide to go through with the civil lawsuit and sue for the Homeowners Association dues that are due to them. They would be number four. The court already ruled on that. The state of Colorado, pretty much said, yeah, let's give the money to Shanahan's family, the roost checks instead, and we'll wait. Deborah, yeah, well, I mean, I understand your view that that prisoners shouldn't be allowed to marry. I agree with that. But then again, at the same time, all it is a legal piece of paper. He's never going to actually have any physical contact with anyone. The visitation in the Dodge Institution, if he stays there, and that's an important thing I'll get to in a minute here. But if he does stay there, there is no one-on-one contact. It's even visitation is through a plexiglass and on a telephone. They don't get to hug, touch, or sit across the table from anybody. But back to what I was saying though, the state of Wisconsin and the DOC Department of Corrections has not decided yet if he is going to stay at Dodge Correction Center or if he will be moved on to Waupun or if he will be moved out of state. Right now, they are still in the judging state if he is going to be a security risk there. or a risk to the jailers, prison guards there. If he is deemed to be that, then they will most likely ship him off to another state. He doesn't have to stay there. I don't know what the shadow was, Abellis. I have been asked a couple of different times about the video, and they said that the when you see that question that you actually asked there, and along with another question of I made a statement about on the CCTV you don't see another vehicle in the background, and that's true. You don't. You only see his truck, and you see him back in, and you see him load in items, and then he did load a gas can in the back of his truck, and that is something that he did every single day to work because he did have to occasionally fill up a generator that is in an outbuilding next to it that runs a pump. And that's the only reason why he brought the gas can. He brings that and tools every day. But people were speculating on, like, well, he's going to take them out into the desert and burn them. No, that was something he did every day. Oh, I missed something there, Carolyn. Um, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to arrest the nurse or not, Catherine. I'm sorry. I'm still researching that case and trying to find verifiable sources within it. But if once I do get enough information, I will do another video, and an update on the case itself. Yeah, conjugal visits are not something that they allow at the Dodge Correction Institution. Oh, sorry, kicked the table there. There are prisons that actually do. They actually have separate quarters that are set up in an outbuilding. It's like an apartment where wives and girlfriends or lovers can come and meet them, but not there. Why did they not investigate? Investigate what, Mary? Um, all right, Mandy. I am not aware of the Zoom that shows two trucks and two people. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm just telling you from what I've seen and what I can actually document from what I know. There's no other truck there, and there's nobody else there. And now that's the way that I run this channel. If I can't actually verify the information on what I'm talking about, I don't talk about it. Carolyn, if you would have gotten the death penalty, yes, he would have stayed in the state of Colorado. He would have went upstate Colorado to Denver, and he would have sat there until all his and that was one of the reasons why the Rusheks didn't want the death penalty because it can take up to 23 years or longer for death penalty cases to carry out and all the appeals and everything else, and they didn't want that blood in their hands because they're very religious, and they didn't want the fact that they knew that an eye for an eye had taken place in this case because they felt that it wasn't going to bring Shanann or the girls back. That's their opinion. Did somebody call you that here, Joe Powell? Reply back and let me know who it was. And if they called you, a drama queen here, I'll make sure that I ban them. Oh, your husband? Have you thought about Match.com? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Critter. No, I just won't put up with that. Uh, I got a nice long list of people who have been banned, and I'm adding to it all the time. I'm thinking about setting up a separate chat room just for them so they can eat each other, and then piss each other off. Life is way too short to live unhappy. That's my basic view on life. I only get so many years on this earth, and I'm not guaranteed another day. Why would you ever want to spend a single day unhappy? Love the people you're around, love the ones you're with, and be happy. No, Audrey Grant, no, he will never be put into what's considered general population. The closest he will ever get to general population is protective custody unit, where they are everyone there is there for protective custody. Either they're a snitch, they are ex law enforcement or something, but or they need protective custody because they're either um, openly gay, transsexual. They put them all into a general population group within a unit, and which is actual protective custody. That's the closest he's ever going to get. They're never going to put him out on the yard with the people who are already they know are violently want to do things to him. Yep. Eh, I read a real long article about Eric Menendez. He's a special kind of person. I mean, not that his brother's a winner either, but yeah, Eric is a real winner, and he got married. My brother's suicide had a question mark. Uh, Sorry about your brother, Mary. Is Chris still depressed? Rose? I don't know. Trying to think of a nice way to put to phrase it, but he's definitely dealing with a serious reality check right now. If he's not, yeah, they won't put him in general population, Catherine. Yep. And just think, they trashed. Not only did they kill their parents, then they trashed their name publicly, and they're still being supported by people from the outside, and some of them are minor celebrities, I guess you could call them. And they did it all for the money. It was all for the money. They wanted their millions or whatever they held they had. They had a bunch of money. I know that. And I think that would be. I like the idea. or just put all of her videos on constant loop, so he has to watch them every day, 24 hours a day. But that might be a little bit bad. Yeah. Uh, Christopher, well, I can answer that question for you, Mandy. No one has visited Christopher Watts as of yet. He is not allowed visitors for the first 30 days that he's there. He is not allowed any visitors while he they call it an adjustment period, and he's not allowed visitors for the first 30 days unless it's for an ongoing legal reasons, and then only his attorney who is approved can actually visit him. But NK has not written. She has not contacted him in any way at all. Thank you, Angie. Casey Anthony, that was what a depressing case. Well, thank you, Jeanette Cardinal. Lynn said, "Why are they not telling us what he is like, psychopath, etc.? They had to evaluate him." Uh, yeah, he's been evaluated, and they're not releasing any information at all on what his evaluation was. And you're absolutely right. And I've been looking for it. I've been trying to find the information, but nothing's out there at all. And there is nobody at the Denver Diagnostic Center where he went before he was transferred out of state that is willing to talk about anything. They keep their job pretty serious, and they keep everything close-lipped there. I was kind of hoping that through the people I know in corrections, I'd be able to find someone, but no one so far. Libra, what do I think is wrong with Christopher Watts? Besides the fact that he's just not a very bright individual. Um, I'm almost 100% positive that he's a narcissistic personality disorder. He has that, and I believe that he's a follower. Now, do I think that he mentally snapped? If you want to know that, I think he had to have done something like that. I would hope that that's what happened in his mind. He maybe had a disassociated you know episode, because I can't wrap my head around how anybody could ever do something like that to a child, let alone your wife. I mean, I can understand how somebody can get angry enough to the point where they want to hurt another adult. But how do you get to the point where you look at a sleeping child and want to lay your hands on that child in any way and harm them? That is something I can't fathom. I can't. I've tried since this case started. It's like, how do you do that? You think he did, Mandy? You think he planned that out? Where to put them? Don't know. Do I think he remembers doing it? Well, I don't think he has any choice now, Lynn. I think that he is every day of his life from here on out, he's going to remember that he did this. No, Audrey, he was not on any drugs that we know of. Uh, It'd be nice to think that maybe he was, and that the drugs made him do it. I mean, I've seen people on PCP do some seriously messed up things, but I've never seen anybody, act violently like this. Catherine Harvey, there are, from what I understand, between the house, doing the house investigation where things were there, and the actual crime scene where the bodies were found of Shanann and the girls, there is close to 100 pictures total that have been taken. They have not released, and I don't know if they ever will. And I'm still trying to find out if they are going to destroy all of it, because the moment he took that plea agreement, they don't need any of it anymore. There is no rational reason for the state to want to keep anything, because you can never come back and argue against it. The only people who would be interested in it would be me, you, and thousands of others out there. Lori M. She has a very similar profile as Shanann. I'll just say that he had a certain type of woman he looked for in this world. The dog was in the bedroom. The dog sleeps in a like a doggy bed thing, I guess you'd call it. But the dog didn't get loose. But the dog now lives with the Rooster's son, Junior. He took the dog and has a dog. Candy for you. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Could have. Catherine, he may have done things in the past that his parents covered up. So, thank you. Thank you, Candy, for you. Um, yeah. Searching for the truth. Your daughter was involved in one of those pyramid schemes. She literally was run ragged trying to sell. I'll do a clarification on my one of the previous videos, and I said that Shanann had made the exclusive 80K club with Lavelle, uh, and she earned $61,000 on that 80,000 in sales. Now that is based on what they say in their promotional material. I got to see a promotional video that they use for recruiting people, and it basically pointed out what you should be making at each level as you went up, and it said when you hit the 80,000 club, you should be making 61,000 a year, because the money is filtered up through all the people you sign up. So you could be making a minimum 61,000, but she never made that, because even if she made 61,000, she was spending close to 15,000 on supplies and everything else that she was then turning around to reinvest into it to buy inventory to go even higher. Pyramid schemes, just or MLM, multiple level marketing, it's all the same thing. Look up the definitions. They are the same thing. You can call it something different. It's all the same thing. Nobody gets rich except for the top. Um, he planned on going out there Monday, yeah, and he had told his coworkers not to bother checking that one, but they did show up anyways. And I think that may have spooked him. I mean, but he wouldn't have known that they were coming until like they were almost right on him. Did Catherine did wants to know, did he drink? He drank occasionally. I know that uh, reportedly, according to the credit card statement, there was at least two alcoholic beverages purchased when he took Nicole out for dinner when his family was back in North Carolina, and they went to that sports bar. There was two drinks that were purchased that were alcohol. That's all it says on the copy of the receipt that's been leaked. I don't know if it's real, but it shows one chick dinner, one salad, two alcoholic beverages. So I'm assuming one for him, one for her. But from what other people have said, who saw him at community parties at the pool, he did drink, but not very much. At least not there socially. We are at 1 hour and 3 minutes right now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go for a little bit longer here since I got a kind of a late start. But want to give you guys an update. So don't forget the new series every other Monday. I will have the new Murder and Coffee. It's replacing the regular long format video, but on Mondays you'll get that instead of a long video. Now I'm still going to be doing the long videos, full explanations of cases, but this is basically they're videos that are 10 minutes or less. But that starts this coming Monday. You can click on the reminder in here. And I want to thank everyone today that did the David and Critter for the super chats. I really appreciate that. And everyone who has been to the fan store. Oh, Claire White, thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. But those and Claire White for the super chats today, and you, everyone out there, keep in mind that a couple of my videos, not this week, but the following week, are going to be more on the shorter end because I have to travel for work. But I already, Deborah, thank you. Keep up the great work. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys. Um, but I have to travel for work, and I've already made the videos for that I'm going to be uploading for that week. I'm not going to be in the comment section now, so I will try as I can. I mean, it all depends on how tired I am, but I have to work, and then once I get back to the hotel at night, I will try to reply to some of the comments, but I'm not going to be there to reply as much as I want. Daniel Davies, Murder and Coffee. I love it. Thank you. As you can hear, my son is now awake from his nap. So I need to get going. Ladies and gentlemen, you stay safe out there. Deanna, love your channel. Thank you very much for the super chat. Bye.